Hey everybody, we're still here at the Red Pill Expo, and we have a very special guest with us. His name is Peter Vodenka, and he has a story that is just absolutely incredible. He escaped from a communist nation to find freedom in the United States. Peter, thank you for being with us, and tell us about your escape from Czechoslovakia. How did it go?
Well, it took me 10 years. I want to go to America since I was 17 years old. Of course, I was born during the Cold War behind the Iron Curtain. And I guess I have strong desire for freedom. So since I'm 17, I want to go to America. But of course, our borders were impenetrable. So our government would rather kill us than let us be free. So it took me 10 years to keep my eyes and ears open, collect the information, building puzzle, putting the puzzle together in my head. Nobody can know what I'm thinking about. I didn't tell my parents. I didn't do anything. I didn't tell anybody. And after 10 years, I thought I know how to get out. Only difference was by then I was married. I have a 24-year-old wife, 4-year-old daughter, and 2-year-old son. So now I have to take my whole family across. It wasn't myself anymore. And what I find out was that communist country of Yugoslavia, the Marshal Tito, who was president at that time, he never succumbed to Russians as much as the rest of the Eastern Europe. Russians didn't trust him and he didn't like them much either. It was communist, but he kept a little bit more freedom for his people than the rest of us did. And I learned that the border between Yugoslavia and Austria to the north, or Yugoslavia and Italy to the west, is not as tight as our borders. There's supposed to be fences there also, but supposed to be section which did not even have fences. Just the border guards patrolling it back and forth in the rugged areas, mountains, rivers, swamps, and so on. So I am thinking that we are gonna try to go to Yugoslavia as if we're going for a vacation, and then try to sneak across the border from Yugoslavia to Austria, probably in the middle of the night. So in order for us to go there, first we have to apply for permission to leave our country. And we didn't need to apply with Yugoslavia to go there. We have to apply with our country to let us go into Hungary, which was a communist country, and then travel into Yugoslavia. And of course, that wasn't easy. That was very iffy because, our applications have to be approved by secret police first. And secret police was the baddest and scariest body of control which our government have to keep people in the check. They have military and police in secret police, of course. Well, anyway, secret police were really scary people. We didn't know who they are. They always they didn't wear uniforms. We always know somebody's listening, somebody's watching. Anyway, so our application, we told them we would like to go camping for 2 weeks vacation in the summer of 1983. It had to be approved by them first, and after they decided that we might be okay to go there, they send it also to my employer, local police, local government, city government, and the military. All these institutions have to say that we don't know anything about these people, about this family, which stands up, which catches our attention. So we are approved to go. So anyway, to make the long story short, we left our home country. We didn't tell our parents, we didn't tell anybody, because we knew if we make it across that border alive, our parents would be interrogated by secret police. And if they knew of our plan, any way, any form, they would be arrested. They could end up in gulags as a political criminals. So anyway, we didn't tell them anything, and 40 days later, after we got on our so-called vacation, 4 days later, it's 2 o'clock in the morning, and we are walking in the direction of the border. And I was hoping that we got just 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm hoping that's the deadest part of the night. Hopefully nobody pay attention. Hopefully everybody's tired and sleepy and so. So I'm thinking that's our best chance. And as we are trying to, in the middle of the night, pitch black, we are trying to sneak towards to that border, and we are spotted by Yugoslavian soldiers. They start chasing us after us with the rifles and dogs and spotlights, and now we are on the run. Our only chance was to cross that border before they come close enough to start shooting or arrest us. And they were closing in. They didn't carry little children, so they can run a lot faster than we could. But luckily for us, the rain was just coming down in the sheets. And those spotlights were reflecting on the rain. They knew we are there, they just couldn't see us at this moment. Well, anyway, we crossed that border. They were behind us probably 100, 150 yards. If it was a little farther away, we would not make it. Luckily, they stopped. We crossed the border into Austria. They stopped. And then we went in the refugee camp. That was the part of the process in Austria. We were applying for United States of America. We have to fill out the paperwork, applications, and write our life history pretty much. It was translated and sent over to U.S. Consul in Vienna. And U.S. Consul interviewed us. That took about 45 minutes with translator, of course, because we didn't speak English. And he decided that we are okay to go to America. So they sent us to doctor to make sure we are healthy, and we were approved to go. But you still cannot go unless you have sponsor in America. They don't just let you come over here, kick you off the plane and say, here you go, right? So we went through that refugee camp in 2.5 months. According to people there, that was all-time record. Nobody went through it so fast. When we arrived there were people there for 2 years already. Oh, sorry. There were people who committed suicide in that refugee camp because, none of us could go back. And if you cannot pass on, if you cannot start your new life in that refugee camp, you're living between two worlds pretty much. We were free. I could go out of the camp, and I was even working outside the camp, but you cannot move on. You cannot build your life. So for some people, usually single people have more problems to get sponsored than married people with children. And so all what you do in that refugee camp every morning, you wake up with the hope that today is the day and my paperwork is gonna come through. And for some, every evening that hope died. So some people didn't make it. Some people killed themselves or even turned into alcoholism. So there was something that, because some people apply and they were denied. They apply again, denied, apply again, denied. And then they apply for different countries. Let's say Australia, denied, Canada, denied. There was something in their background which these countries wouldn't accept because we were with it, obviously. They were checking our backgrounds, who knows what they're doing. But like I said, luckily for us, we went through that in 2.5 months, and we were sponsored by church in North Dakota. So we came to North Dakota in summer of 1983. So when we arrived, we have $600 in our pockets, 2 little children, clothes on our backs, and we did not speak any English. And we were starting our life fresh, from nothing. But we arrived over there on September 8th, and I was looking at everybody, people, because it's a small town in the middle of America. So people were visiting us all the time, of course, newspaper article and stuff. So everybody who walk in, I have this checking this dictionary, I am pointing work to everybody, right? Because I'm thinking, if I am home with my family, I never gonna learn English. And if I don't learn English, I never gonna get a good job. So we arrived over there on September 8th. 7 days later, or September 15th, I started working for a local pig farmer. I was making $3.35 an hour. It was minimum wage at the time. And I was working 6 days a week, 9 hours a day, just to generate enough income to support my family. But I was always looking for a better job. So 3 months later, I found a job which paid me $450. So I gave my 2 weeks notice and start a new job, but always looking for a new job. And when I found it, I gave my notice and started working for a better job. And that's how we built our life pretty much in America.
So when you got here, what was it like to experience the freedom, and what do you see now? I mean, are there things happening that concern you? What have you observed in America coming from there and the direction that we're going in?
Yeah, the feelings of us being in America was incredible because it was, like I said, 10 years of dream, and I didn't really believe it will happen, but it happened. And so we were here, we were living in euphoria. We had nothing. We have empty pockets and clothes on our backs, but we were in euphoria. We were free. We were free to do whatever we want. We were free to succeed. And But I saw the changes. Now this is 30-some years, and every year I see the changes in this country. And this country is slipping towards the socialism. Every year, a little bit more, a little bit more. And what's going on right now is really worrisome for me. Maybe more than the local people, because I live the final result of the government control. I live half of my life in government dictatorship, and half of my life here in America, the land of the free and opportunities. So I know when this road leads to, and we are scared. We are living under this black, dark cloud, always looking over our shoulders, always hushing our voices, always watching if there is somebody listening. And now that black cloud is coming this way, and it's catching up, and it's very, very scary for us.
Do you have any thoughts on what people can do? How do people get involved to prevent us moving for more and more down the road toward the kind of horrific total government control that you grew up under?
Right. Well, first people need to wake up and realize what they have, because America is the greatest country there is. There is lots of space for improvement. We know it. But it is so far ahead whatever is second out there, it's not even close. But we are losing it. And America, of course, as we know, we have God-given rights to us, which our founding fathers took those rights and write them, put them on the paper, call it the United States Constitution. So it's documented over there, and it's written for us to be protected from who? From oppressive government. That Constitution was written for us, for citizens. It's not written for presidents or senators of Washington, D.C. It's written for us to be protected from them. And we are ignoring it and losing it, and they are not teaching in the schools anymore. People need to realize what they have. That document is giving them all the rights. I can give you an example. Freedom of speech, freedom of religion, freedom of political belief. Those are those big freedoms, right? Freedom of assembly, bear arms, everything. Every one of those articles gives you and me rights was highly illegal in the communist country. Everything was illegal. Freedom of speech? No, not that we couldn't say what we want. They have law that we can be persecuted for our thoughts. So you don't need to do anything. If government want to get rid of you or push you, put you to the jail or anything, they say, yeah, we know you were planning to blow up the bridge. You were planning to overthrow the government. You were planning to, like in my case, escape. But you didn't need to do that. And anonymous phone call from anybody say, hey, this guy is doing something illegal, get you arrested. So freedom of religion. No, communists hated religion because they didn't want people believe in the God. They want to believe in one thing only, and that's communism. So they were brainwashing everybody. Communists hated individualism. They want everybody to be like a sheep. So they tore the churches down. They destroyed churches other than Catholic churches. I guess they were too big or powerful a religion. I think if they start destroying that would give them bad, they would look bad in the entire world eyes. But freedom of assembly. More than 6 people together could be arrested for illegal assembly unless you are family members. Freedom of anything. Everything was highly, highly illegal. And government was controlling every aspect of our life, including, for example, not only what we can wear, what we can do, what books we can read, what we can see, what we cannot see. They were controlling who can get education. Czechoslovakia is a small country. It's about the size of South Dakota. But there is 15 million people population over there. South Dakota is about 800,000. Europe is a lot more congested than America. And of those 15 million people, there was only about 1 million which were members of Communist Party. And that was only party because the second they got to the power, they outlawed all the political party. It was illegal to belong to any other political party than Communist Party. So you were either non-party member, or you party member or non-party member. Now, my parents were not members of Communist Party. So my brother and I, their children, we could not get education. Our grade school was 9 years. So after 9 years, you are 15 years old. You could even go to work in the factory, which communists preferred because they always needed labor. Or you can go to the trade school to become plumber, electrician, carpenter, auto mechanic and such. Or you can go to higher education. Now, my brother and I couldn't go to higher education, like I said, because our parents were not members of party. Higher education was reserved for children from trusted communist families. So therefore they were growing the generation of their people, their supporters, their servants. So if you want to be teacher, if you want to be a lawyer, if you want to be something higher than regular trade, you couldn't do it unless your parents were members of party.
Wow. Well, that's a really serious warning, Peter. We thank you for being willing to share with us. Thank you for what you're doing for the cause of freedom. We really appreciate it. Any final words of wisdom?
Well, we need to wake up. We need to wake up because every day we losing the freedom. Today, we have less freedoms than we had yesterday. And tomorrow we're gonna have less freedoms that we have today. Government is chipping the freedoms away from us every day, every moment. And if we do lose the freedom in America completely, we have no place to go. America is the last island in the entire world where we are still as free as we are. We are freer than anybody else. So if we lose it over here, that's it. We cannot go to live somewhere else because there isn't somewhere else anymore.
All right, folks, a very serious warning. Take it to heart, spread this information out, help get this video out, help warn maybe your kids, your grandkids, whoever it is, people who don't understand what we have here, people who are willing to fritter it away. Peter, thank you again. Thanks for watching, folks. God bless you all. We'll be right back.